So welcome to the unboxing and tabletop analysis of a reel that really needs no introduction. Everybody knows this reel. It's the Garcia Black Max baitcaster. And apparently this is the Black Max 3, which I assume stands for Generation 3. So let's take a look at what this thing is all about. Okay, now even in the cheapest reel, Garcia includes a piece of foam to protect it, which is nice. Okay, there it is. Okay, this is a nice looking reel. Okay, it doesn't look like there's anything else in there, just paperwork, so we're gonna put that off to the side. Let's take a good look at this reel here. I haven't really paid much attention to the Black Maxes since about 10 or 12 years ago when I was looking at baitcasters in Walmart. Take a look at the knobs there. The brake adjustment. This is a nice looking reel. It's very compact. Feels really comfortable. Okay, so let me take a few minutes to look at the specifications and study the reel a little bit, and I'll get back to you guys. Okay, I got the measuring devices out, and I took a few minutes to look over the specifications. Now this thing has 5 ball bearings. I think this went up over the generations. It probably means it has 4 ball bearings and 1 roller bearing. If that'll focus, there we go. Now of course, at this price point of $50, you're gonna get a graphite frame and graphite side plates. Now, I think they've made such an improvement in graphite over the last few years that it really doesn't matter. I can't feel any kind of flex in this thing. It feels really solid. So yeah, that's really a pleasant surprise right there. The build quality looks pretty good. A couple of little rough spots here where this frame meets the side plate, but kind of really have to look for it. Now it's got a metal handle. It's really nice looking red, and it's also swept or bowed. It's got the skeletal design for weight savings. It's got a plastic or graphite star drag. It looks to be the same star drag you find on the $99 REVO X. Okay, the drag star does not click. Okay, it's got a metal spool tension. Now the spool tension doesn't click either, but it does have a nice feel when you're turning it. Now the handle is 85 millimeters, which is a nice standard length. 80 millimeters is too small, and for me, something like 90 millimeters is just in between. 85 and 90 is just right for me. So it's a good handle length. Okay, let's check out this thumb bar. Oh wow, okay. Now if you watched the previous STX on the water impressions video, I mentioned that the thumb bar on the STX as well as the REVO X had a mushy feel. There was some slop in it. This feels much nicer. It doesn't seem to have any slop. It just engages. So that's kind of strange. The cheapest reel in the lineup so far has the best thumb bar feel. Now the brakes, I believe they say there's 28 clicks. So let me count. So that's 1, 2, 3, Okay, so there's a total of, I believe, 28 clicks for a total of 29 settings, if my counting is correct. Alright, so let's weigh this thing. Abu Garcia says this thing weighs 7.1 ounces. But let's see what the scale says. Okay, 7.085, so it comes in underweight. It's not too heavy and it's not too light. It's got a nice solid heft to it. I don't think this is gonna wear you out fishing it all day. So let's take the spool out. I don't know if anyone's ever weighed a Black Max spool, so I might be the first. Well, I don't see any kind of latch to open the side, and there doesn't seem to be a little area I could grab. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so to open up the Black Max, there's this edge here where this portion of the bar is thicker than the middle. So you just, I guess you pull that down. There we go. There's the standard Magtrax braking. That's on every Abu Garcia that has magnetic brakes. So this spool feels pretty light. Now it does have a bearing on it. So let's see what this weighs. So right at about 17.9 grams. So with the bearing taken off, the rotational mass is right around 17 grams. And that's actually lighter than a lot of the $99 reel spool, so that's a pleasant surprise. It's got that nice red color to it. Now Abu Garcia says this thing is supposed to have 18 pounds of drag. And that's a lot, especially for a graphite frame reel, because you would think that this thing would flex. But it feels really solid. I guess graphite's come a long ways in 10 years. See, it feels really smooth. The retrieve's got that rigidness to it. It's not the smoothest in the world, but it's smooth enough. So there we go. Okay, so one thing I may have forgotten to mention is that it only comes in one gear ratio, and that's the 6:4:1, which is a pretty standard all-around ratio. Not too fast, not too slow. All right, so in my theory, I think that the Abu Garcia Black Max is probably the most popular bait caster in America, if not the world. I know when you think of a popular bait caster, you usually think something like a Shimano CURADO, but I do believe, because of the price point, the Black Max probably outsells the CURADO by quite a bit. And also the fact that the Black Max, you can buy this literally everywhere. You can buy them in department stores like Walmart, Target. You don't have to go to a specialized sporting goods store or fishing tackle store to get this. I wouldn't be surprised if they even sold these at some grocery stores. So, plus, for a long time, this was the most affordable bait caster available. For many, many years, if someone asked you what's the cheapest bait caster I could get, this was the only game in town. Now recently, in the last few years, there's been a lot of new companies popping up offering really nicely spec'd affordable bait casters. KASTKING is one of the most popular ones. They have quite a few options there. And a few days ago I did the unboxing of the Shimano Bass Fries. Now this is a JDM Shimano that brand new cost me $52 to the door. So a Black Max with sales tax, you're looking at roughly equal cost. Let's take a look at these two. And I think you know where I'm going with this. I'm going to be putting these reels head to head against each other in the casting tests, as well as I'm going to take them out fishing with me as much as I can this winter to see if what they say is true. You know, what I mean by that is some people say the Black Max is rough, it's like a throwaway reel. After a couple of trips, you know, it'll break, it'll fall apart, it'll stop being smooth. And then there's some people who say that their Black Maxes have lasted for years. So the only way to see what's true is to find out for yourself. I'm gonna do the same with the bass fries. Now, you may be thinking this is a two-way fight, but it's actually gonna be a threesome. A few days ago, a company sent me a reel. Now, I'm not gonna tell you what company it is or what reel it is, but I will tell you this reel is right around the $50 mark. I'm gonna be doing an unboxing on that in a couple of days. So there we go, the Black Max looks to be a solid reel for the money. And I'm probably gonna be doing a how to cast your bait caster video pretty soon for all the guys who got this reel for Christmas and are gonna try to figure out how to use it. So be on the lookout for that. Okay, thanks a lot, guys.